Always remember you are blessed with the quality of a deity that you worship. If someone is worshipping Venus, he will enhance the qualities of Venus within his being. If someone is worshipping Jupiter, he will enhance the qualities of Jupiter within his being. If someone is worshipping Rahu, he will enhance the qualities of Rahu within his being. And don't be surprised because there are many men and women who worship Rahu. You will worship exactly that planet or a deity whose essence also exists within you. If someone is worshipping Mars, he will enhance the qualities of Mars within his being. If someone is worshipping Saturn, he will enhance the qualities of Saturn within his being. You see, whosoever deity you worship, you enhance the qualities of that specific deity within your being. And then there are those few beautiful souls who simply worship Shiva or Krishna, the source of consciousness. Some call it Krishna consciousness, some call it Shiva consciousness, some call it Christ consciousness. The name differs, the essence remains the same. Consciousness. Bhagwan Raman Maharshi says, call it by any name, God, self, the heart, or the seat of consciousness. It is all the same. Someday you all must read my book, Gift of Consciousness. Planet represents a certain quality, while Krishna, Shiva, Buddha, Jesus, Mahavira, Prophet, they are the supreme source of consciousness, because God is consciousness. But people are many. This human world is so vast that the mind simply cannot contain the vastness of this human world. But consciousness can. The majority is busy in appeasing the planets, and so they have made the planets as gods, which is perfectly fine, because you always worship those whom you admire, whose quality you want to instill within you. And then there are those who are in minority. These fellows simply worship the supreme consciousness by following the path of Krishna, Shiva, Buddha, Jesus, Mahavira. The choice is always available, whether you want to follow a certain planet or whether you want to follow something that is much higher than the planet itself. Based on every person's level of consciousness, he or she makes a choice and then walks on the chosen path. If you ask me, then there is absolutely no other path as beautiful, as divine, and as joyous as the path of love and devotion. There are many ways to reach God. I choose love, says Rumi. God is love, and love is real. When you come closer to the state of consciousness, when you are able to expand your level of consciousness, then slowly and steadily all the qualities that is, planets within you, start growing, making you a full moon. It is said that Buddha was born on a full moon day. Buddha attained enlightenment on a full moon day, and Buddha left his body also on a full moon day. Full moon day is indeed a significant day. It is the completion of one full circle. This one completed circle represents a certain matter, quality, a certain goal. Always remember, all good qualities comes from the source of God consciousness. The Divine Master Paramahansa Yogananda says, when cosmic consciousness comes into the realm of matter, into each of the atoms that make up the planets and island universes, and the different forms of plants, animal and human life, that consciousness is called Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness or God consciousness or Krishna consciousness, the source always is the consciousness. The whole universal consciousness created the individual consciousness of each of us, experiencing itself from different perspectives in which each of us create the life we experience. The Upanishads mention Aham Brahmasmi, meaning I am the whole universe. In other words, the whole universe is within me. And that is how the universal consciousness, God, is also within us. But since we are sleeping, meaning we are ignorant, we simply take birth as humans and live this human world without experiencing, without taking efforts to self-realize and expand the consciousness within us. And that is the real tragedy of a human world. Out of a million, just a few, very few realize, and out of those very few, one or two attain the state of consciousness. As mentioned by the Divine Master Paramahansa Yogananda, that all the planets and all the stars and the whole universe has evolved through the cosmic consciousness, to which we address as Krishna, Shiva, Buddha, Christ, Prophet, Mahavira. Because these are the supreme masters who have become one with the cosmic consciousness. And so they are gods. They are the cosmic consciousness that drives this whole universe from an ant to a human being. And so, instead of focusing on God, we must realize the significance of godliness, because God is not a person. God is not a person. God is the totality, the sum total of the whole existence. God is not somebody. God is allness. The believer never knows God, and so he says, I believe in God. The seeker knows God. Through his deep penance, through his deep devotion, through his persistence and perseverance, he has experienced God. And so he never says, I believe in God. Instead, he says, I know God. Knowledge never becomes belief. Always remember this. Knowledge remains knowledge. Ignorance tries to become belief. Remember always, Whenever you believe, it is just to hide your ignorance. A saint will never say, I believe in God. He will simply say, I know God. He has seen God. He has experienced God. So there is no question of belief. It is a fact that he knows God. The Master says, I don't believe in God because any relationship of belief is a wrong relationship. I know God, but to know God, the only requirement is that I should not be. The moment I disappear, God appears. Only when you are spacious enough to contain Him, when you are no longer there occupying the inner space, in fact, an absence of yourself is the presence of God. That is exactly what the Holy Bible mentions. The Bible mentions, He must increase, but I must decrease. When you are absent, God consciousness is present. Buddha always wanted seekers and not believers. He always used to say to his disciples, talk only to seekers. Address yourself only to seekers. Don't waste your time with childish people who are curious about each and everything. Their questions may look great, but their hearts are not in their questions. They have asked just to ask. They are not interested in finding the answer, and they are not ready to risk anything. If they can get the answer free, maybe they are ready to listen, but they are not ready to pay. And life's real questions are not to be solved in such a cheap way. You have to pay, and you have to pay with your whole being. You have to get involved. It needs commitment. A student is just curious. He cannot commit. He is already in a rush to gather as much knowledge as he can so that he can start his own business. A disciple is not in a rush. A disciple can wait and wait and wait. And that is indeed the very first lesson, to be patient. A disciple is a seeker. He is willing to jump. He can risk his whole life. And that is exactly what a real master wants. Total commitment. Totality in devotion and love. That is why Saint Kabir used to say. He used to say to all those who wanted to become his disciple. He used to say, if you want to come to me, if you want to become my disciple, then you will have to cut your head. It means that you have to drop all your logic and just walk with unwavering faith in your heart. People have faith in planet because from ancient times, planet have been worshipped as God. If you are an artist, an actor, a model, then you would always want to worship the goddess Venus. Just like Indian society, the Romans, Greeks worshipped planet as God, and each planet was allocated a whole temple. Those were the times, pre-Christian era times, when the whole Europe, Romans and Greeks were idol worshippers. The Roman and Greeks had built huge temples of gods and goddesses, and it was a general practice, as it is in India, to worship the planet gods and goddesses. The Roman gods were primarily named after specific planets. The 12 Roman gods were Jupiter, Juno, Mars, Mercury, Neptune, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Minerva, Ceres, Vulcan, and Vesta. The Romans, Greeks, the Middle East, the Maya, the Inca civilization of the free land, which is now known as the Americas, the Far East countries, all civilizations were idol worshippers, and this is now an open secret. It was after the arrival of Christianity and Islam that many civilizations stopped idol worship. But otherwise, the whole human world was worshipping idols, and many of those idols were also of planets. Even today, we read news of Lord Ganesha idol found in parts of the world where nobody knows who is Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha idol has been found almost all over the world, from Mexico to Japan. It is natural for human beings to worship planet and stars as God, because we resonate with specific qualities of planet, and the planet stars play a vital role in influencing the matters on this planet, our Mother Earth. And so, all planets have been worshipped and will be worshipped as God, though the whole purpose of my sharing is to help my followers to realize that beyond planets and stars, there is a cosmic power that regulates this whole universe, and it is called consciousness. One of the greatest divine master, Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, says, "What changes is not real, and what is real does not change. Now what is it in you that does not change? Instead of searching for what you do not have, find out what is it that you have never lost. Be aware of being conscious and seek the source of consciousness. That is all." You can work on expanding your consciousness. Raise the level of your consciousness by meditating, by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada of ISKCON says, by chanting Krishna's holy name, one cleanses all the dust from the mirror of one's consciousness. In this age, the most simple way to come closer to the state of consciousness is the way of reciting the holy mantra, the name of your Lord, with utmost devotion and unwavering faith. And when you chant, chant with love and not with expectations. A son serves his mother out of love and not expectation. A mother showers her love with no expectations. Her love has a fragrance to it because it is selfless. That is how your love should be, selfless, with no expectation. And then there is a dance to it, a music, a song. Then life starts changing for good because you start transforming. The real transformation is the transformation within. When transformation begins, slowly, the poor quality of planets within you also start enhancing. That is how a Buddha is reborn. That is how Mahavira is reborn. You will also reborn only when you start turning inwards, When you start self-realizing that what you seek is within you, that God is within you, the whole universe is within you. Aham Brahmasmi. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. The whole message for all my followers is simple. Do not waste your time in worshipping the planets outside you, because nothing is on the outside. Everything is within you. To find the source, to uplift a certain planet, you first have to turn inwards and start meditating. Meditate every day, chant the name of the Lord, and always remember, transformation is a slow process. And so it is necessary to remember that good things always take time. A true spiritual seeker is always patient. He perfectly understands that everything happens when the time is right. Meditate.